Alexandrite, what a rare, rare gemstone. Matter of fact, GIA classifies 10 stones as being the rarest gems on the planet, and Alexandrite is a member of that group. So it's a very, very elite group. I'll tell you a little bit about it. It is a variety of the gem species chrysoberyl. So chrysoberyl is what an Alexandrite is, but when a chrysoberyl changes color, it's then called an Alexandrite. And it was discovered in 1834 up in the Ural Mountains of Russia, named after Tsar Alexander of that time. It is, according to Forbes magazine, it is one of a member of the 12 most expensive gemstones available in the world. It's actually more expensive than diamonds, believe it or not. So now I'm going to talk to you about the qualities and all that of Alexandria, because you go on Google and all that, you're going to see different pictures and all this, and most of the pictures you're going to see are of superb examples of stones that cost an absolute fortune. So in its purest form, in the best form, if you wanted the best Alexandrite, a 1 carat stone, and this is one that'll be red and it'll turn to green. So it's like a ruby by day, emerald by night. That would be a premium Alexandrite, and a 1 carat stone like that will set you back $15,000 per carat. Now that's $5,000 more than a D flawless 1 carat diamond, believe it or not. So incredibly expensive. Once you go in that quality above 1 carat, you're going to be hitting price points of up to $55,000 per carat. I'm talking gem quality, the stuff that you would see at a museum. That's an absolute fortune. So at that point, it's more expensive than the best diamonds. It's an incredibly, incredibly beautiful and rare stone. Now that's, of course, I'm talking top grade. As you go down, it gets less expensive. So what determines the value of an Alexandrite? The more and more intense the color change is, the higher the price is. So the commercial variety or the promotional variety that's out there, that'll be lower. And it still will have a color change, but it's very faint, but it's still technically there. It's the same thing in diamonds. When you buy diamonds and you go to the jewelry stores, almost all the diamonds sold in the United States, and people don't realize this, but it's true, are in the I1, I2, and I3 category. And that's 80% of all the diamonds sold are of that quality. It's only when you get to the really high-end diamonds, the price is just absolutely skyrocket, and it's like that for any gemstone. So in the world of Alexandria, it's the same thing. You Google and you'll see these pictures of the stone, emerald green and red. Yeah, it's an Alexandrite. It also costs like, $20,000 for the stone. So that's the story of that. So when you're looking at pictures, you really have to keep in mind. So you're looking at Alexandrite, it's like saying, I want beachfront property. Well, there's a big, you pay one thing for, let's say, a beachfront property in, let's say, in Vietnam, another one on Palm Beach in Florida, right? Both beachfront, 2 different parts of the world, different price points. It's the same thing when it comes to Alexandria. It's such a rare stone, and it's a funny stone because even if it goes up, if I'm at a gem show and I'll see one sample of Alexandrites, and there's another small parcel that's better, but it's just a little bit better, it can be 2 times the price. And then another one will be, that's 8 times the price. It's just the way it is because it's so rare. There's not a lot of Alexandrite, quite frankly, being mined, even when you go to gem shows. And like I said, the promotional grade, don't think that it's like nothing. Promotional grade Alexandrite starts at a gem show, if you're a dealer, like I am, 120, 150 a carat. Now, to put that into perspective, that's the same price as little small melee diamonds. So even in that grade, it's that rare, it's that expensive. So, and that's the grade that I deal in because it's the only way of me bringing you anything in Alexandrite that's even remotely affordable. Because those higher grades, well, I'd be on television selling you literally $5,000 rings for a little tiny ring like this, and nobody would buy it. So because it's something that really is out of reach. There's not a lot of supply of it. It's a great stone, very durable. It's 8.5 on the hardness scale. Now, I know here because we set them in this factory when we make the jewelry, our setters have never once chipped or broken an Alexandrite stone. It's very durable. So there's hardness, and hardness is measured as a resistance to scratching, And that's what, Alexandrite has. It's 8.5, but it also has what we call a good toughness. So it's a very tough stone, just like a piece of leather. You can hit leather with a hammer, but you won't break it. It's very tough and durable. That's what Alexandrite is, a very tough and durable gemstone. Number two, it's never treated. So when you buy an Alexandrite, that's the color that came out of the ground. They've tried to treat it. It doesn't work. So they can't enhance it. They leave it alone. So when you buy an Alexandrite, it is a natural stone, but more importantly, it is a completely natural color. Alexandrite, like I told you, is a very tough and durable stone, but another great property, it will not color fade. So if you live in Florida, if you live in Texas, places where you're subjected to a lot of sunshine, certain stones can fade after a while. I mean, heck, if it affects your skin, it causes spots on your skin, it can affect a lot of gemstones like pearls and all this. That's what causes pearls to go yellow. It's not your perfume, it's the sun actually. You're not going to have that problem, ladies and gentlemen, with Alexandrite. It's a durable stone. You can pass it on to your kids, and it's beautiful, so don't worry about that. Most of the Alexandrites that you're going to see on the marketplace are going to be small. It tends to exponentially, like diamonds, exponentially go up as we get bigger. Like I told you, that perfect stone is about $15,000 per carat in an Alexandrite for a 1 carat, but if you go to half a carat, that same stone might only cost you $3,000. So it doesn't go even Stevens. As it gets bigger, it becomes more rare and much more desirable. It's a beautiful stone, and it's part of the crystal beryl family. So again, when it changes color, that's when they call it Alexandrite. So, you have the species, which is crystal beryl, and the variety, of course, which is the Alexandrite. It's a beautiful stone. It's a stone that I struggle to get, to be quite frank with you, to bring it to you at anything even approaching affordable prices. Where is it mined? They find it in a few places around the world. There'll be some out of Pakistan, some out of India today. Russia is very hard to get Alexandrite out of there. There's not a lot of material that's coming in out of that country. There's some very nice deposits actually occurring right now in Brazil. And they're very artisanal mined. That means that only individual men and women go in there to mine it. Most gemstones are hand mined, except for diamonds and all this. So you can't really use a lot of high-level explosives in mining a lot of stones because you will destroy the gemstone. So that's kind of the story on Alexandrite. It is, of course, the birthstone for June, the official birthstone for June. And then when they decided to do that, Alexandrite was so rare and expensive that the jewelry community said, we need an alternative because no one can afford Alexandrite. We can't get our hands on it. So they came up with pearl. So pearl is the alternate. Same thing for April. The real birthstone for April is diamond. But most people in a birthstone ring, for example, won't actually put in a diamond. They'll put in a white topaz or white quartz, another clear stone that looks like a diamond, but it's not. So that's what we call the alternative. So if you want the real birthstone for June and you're born in June, then you want Alexandrite. When I do have it available, get it, because it's hard to get, it's expensive to get, and it's something that I have to accumulate at the gem shows. And I'm doing this Gem Talk now, 2021. We're still in the COVID lockdown. So I don't know when the next gem show is going to be for me to actually be able to go overseas. Still waiting for my vaccine for me to go overseas, of course, and to get more Alexandrite. It's elusive, it's exotic, it can be very beautiful. It can be outrageously expensive, or in the commercial and promotional grades, it can be affordable, where the regular person can have it. But if you ever have an opportunity, it's something that you do want to add definitely to your collection. That's the story of Alexandrite, and if you want to see more, just go to our website.